Just doing a little bit of posting. Then we'll get right into it. There we go. Alright. Last time we were working on doing the quest for the Lancer, so we can become a dragon. That's what we're going to be doing. Ah, dragon. Ever a sight for sore eyes. By your return, I take it you're ready for the final trial. Very well, let us. Pause, thank you for that follow. Guildmaster Goblin. You are wounded. What has happened? We were attacked, sir, by a Duskwhite Lancer. As we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong, a demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. No, not him, not Falquez. We were in the northwest corner of the central shroud. When it happened, I was able to get away, but the others, you must help the others. Ah! Be strong, man. I'm sorry, dragon. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to central shroud and help your comrades. And dragon, should Falquez force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed, you on your way. Oh yeah, I should turn the music back up. I keep forgetting to do this. Do 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 do. Boop. That should be good, right? So the sound's back on? Yeah. Better? That's better, I think. Maybe like that? I know the music is a little bit, you know, subdued at the moment. Let's get music. Where are we going? We need to go Central Shroud, Northgate. So here. White Wolf Gate. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's do this. Let's do it, do it. Help, for the love of 12, help me! Okay. It's one down. Y'all can't touch me. Too fast for you. Get out of here. Two more to go. Let's go. Last one. Any more? Alright. I owe you my life, friend. Another breath and I would become worm fodder. The Duskwhite Lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, claiming it would temper our courage. You should have seen the look in his eye when he said it. Mad bastard. Where is he now? I think he headed off to the North Shroud. Maybe in the direction of Falgar Foot? I can't say for sure. I was concentrating on the scale skin at the time. If it's a reckoning you skeet, you're like to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will already have alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskwhite is being held at the spear point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Serves the bastard right and all. Alright. Well, from here, I guess we can just walk it. Now where am I going? Yeah, I should have teleported. Oh well. We'll be there momentarily. Aw, dude. You knocked down all the peoples. Bro, you about to go down. You about to go down, sir. Let's do this. What kept you? Helping your comrades, you say? Fool. You waste your pity on false friends. It is only a matter of time before they betray you. I, just like the wretches who saw me in prison and exile. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, and a man of the Lancers Guild, yet life was not easy. For what of coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetrated by someone within the ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was that I alone took the blame. Of course, it was the Duskrite, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? Would that I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. Would that I had the courage to escape the dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lair's ravenous fiends, while drenched in blood. I put their helpless offspring to the spear, that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage, a courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. I feared nothing. I am the greatest lancer that ever lived. Yeah, well, I'm about to take you down, sir. Sell this once and for all. Okay, we're gonna have to change this like immediately. I remember why I turned that off. That crit, sir. Keep doing that, you ain't winning. Ooh. Bro, I wish I had your skills. Really do. Because you're doing these ice puddles and shit. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Impossible. My courage is absolute. No, come no closer. Well, there you go. Not how I expected that to end. Report the Yiwen. Going back to town. I'm sure y'all can hear my pup. I don't know what she's barking at. Just constantly yap, yap, yap. Don't know what she's barking at. So Falquest is no more. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different had Fate Knight dealt with his cruel hand. He could have commanded a place of honor within these halls, but it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us, dragon. Least you wonder what your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of doubt your genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass to you the secrets of Lance Charge, one of the most potent abilities of our arsenal. You are a Lancer in your own right now. There is not more I can teach you. From here on onwards, it is up to you to seek such challenge to make you grow. Like, attracts light, and the strong are drawn to the strong. Just as I once knew for a certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find or be found by an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need to fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth and blaze a new trail with the spear in hand. Okay. Apparently, I'm going to be taking gloves. I'll take the gloves. Let's charge. Let's go. Boop, boop. Got a new lance. Alright, let's do this, sir. Jump! And Dragoon. Let's do it. Ah, I dare say you might just be the right man for the job. The guild has an urgent need of a capable lancer for a mission beyond the nation's borders. Hear me out, if you will. If you receive word of the Ishgardian friend to the effect that he requires our aid, I would have you go and provide that aid. As you may already know, due to her ongoing conflict with the dragons, Ishgard has kept her gates closed to the outsiders for some time. The occasional dragoon on patrol duty is about all folks see these days. In spite of her self-imposed isolation, however, the Holy See has never failed to honor her obligations to her allies. It is only fitting that we answer the call and lend what assistance we can. To this end, we offered to dispatch a contingent of wood dwellers with all haste, but were politely informed that they would not be welcome, much to our initial confusion. It was later explained that we are dealing with a matter of some sensitivity, best handled by individuals who are capable and trustworthy, yet unbound by allegiance. And who fits that description save adventurers? Secrecy being paramount, I can provide no details as to the nature of the class, but all you need to know is that it would be revealed at the rendezvous point. Yeah, it's probably someone mowing grass or something. There is someone cutting grass out there. I can barely hear it. Like, they're barking at the front door and towards the back door. They're not barking at my door. Should you accept the mission, take yourself to the Observatorium. A knight by the name of Sir Albrecht will receive you upon arrival. Okay. Well, I can't get there right off, so how do I get there from here? Fogworth through? Yep, Fogworth through. You found another jumping puzzle in Shirogane? I thought there was only the one. If there's more than one, then I would absolutely love to know what it is. Obviously not right now, but I would love to throw some time at it. Residential district of Kugane? Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Like, what are you jumping to? Are you trying to jump on top of the apartment building? Or something like that? Ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da. It's on the beach, building an island with a rope that goes across to another. Interesting. Ah, you must be the adventurer whom Gawain sent word. Greetings and well met. I am Sir Albrecht Bale, Knight of Ishgard. The Holy See is much obliged to you for your aid. Time being of the essence, I shall proceed straight to the heart of the matter. The eye of an Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth has been stolen. We have reason to believe that the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask your assistance in their recovery. A thief has been identified as a man named Estinian, a dragoon sworn to the service of the Holy See. Aye, you heard truth. The crime has portrayed by one of our own, an individual in a position of trust and no little honor. You may be assured that a fate worse than death waits him upon capture. My duties to the sea afford me little opportunity to travel far beyond the walls of Isgard. I must confess to a grave ignorance of recent Gridanian affairs. I was told that a sentry by the name of Lagendrail might have knowledge of routes taken by Ishgardian fugitives. I would prefer to keep my identity a secret, and thus I'll have you gather what information you can from the man. We must act quickly, for you see, Estinian is... But I have already said too much. What matters is that we find our thief, and I with all his. Then, last sighted, Estinian was clad in black armor. Now go, and speak not a word of what I have told you to anyone. Okay. You found it while looking for houses? Interesting. Like, were other people doing it and that's why you found it? Or what? Routes favored by Ishgardian fugitives? Now, that's a question I don't hear every day. You aren't plotting some unsavory act yourself, are you? Even if you were, I doubt you make it far, any road. We've caught a few fleeing to North Shroud. What with Gridania being home to nearly as many Elysian as Ishgard, it is no easy task to identify outsiders. If you're on the hunt for someone, you can do worse than to visit Fort Hill's Spire North Shroud and speak with a man named Ederston. If any suspicious persons have crossed the border in recent days, he'd be the first to know. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna go get the Aetheryte here, since it's the first time we've been here. But yeah, they're definitely barking at someone cutting grass, because I just heard them a lot closer, and they're definitely barking at that. No, I saw a beach the first time, and I walked in there, so I went there, and one thing led to another, saw that. You know, I think jump puzzles were first introduced in Kugane. So, yeah. Get invited, sir. Hey, you get invited too. I don't know why I'm inviting people today. They can join, not join. I don't really care. Oh, speaking of, need to put some actions up. Boop. Alright. Let's go back to Falgore Floats. By the way, how's the housing market today? I know there was one last night in Goblin, but I haven't looked at all today. Full? Eh. Hail Adventure! Yes, I am the one tasked with monitoring those who would enter our lands by way of Korathis. An Ishgardian knight clad in black armor? No, I can call nothing of the sort. And such a striking visitor would be difficult to forget. My apologies, friend. I can only suggest that you return to Logdrill and see if he has any other theories. Are you checking both tabs? I know a lot of people forget to check the second tab. Yes, there is a second tab. The first tab has up to, I believe, 40 or 30 different houses, and then the second one has up to 60 or something. Yeah, there's definitely two tabs. It's a regular division and then the subdivision. No luck, you say? Most curious. Why? It is nigh impossible that a fugitive could make it this far without being spied from when it Spire, which leaves the possibility that your man is still in Ishgard. It runs counter to good sense, but the fugitive would not want to put a distance ground between him and his pursuers. But by the process of deduction, it is a possibility. The climbs in Ishgard are not kind to drifters and vagabonds. That said, there has been talk of a curious smoke wafting from the cave east of here. If I were you, I would begin my search there. Yep. The subdivisions are easily the most confusing thing about doing houses. Is because when you look at the map when you walk in, you don't even see it. You have to actually select to see the subdivision. Don't attack me. Thank you, sir. What do we got here? That Ishgard would resort to sending coin-starved adventurers after me. I know not whether to laugh or feel insulted. The eye, it rouses for another? Preposterous. Our paths shall cross again. You can be assured of it. Okay. Yeah, what I was saying, the subdivision, it didn't used to exist. They added it much after the original. But it literally just doubled all housing for every server. A dragon clad in black, you said? Tell me all that transpired. By the Fury, that the eye would choose another? I had not thought it possible. In light of recent events, it would seem an explanation is in order. The eye is no ordinary relic. It harbors the power of a dragon, which, if bestowed upon a single chosen soul, the strongest and wisest dragoon. He who is chosen to possess the power to fight the mortal foes, the dragons of Dravonia, on equal footing, soaring the firmament as if it were an extension of the land. That man is known as the Azure Dragoon. The Azure Dragoon is the light of hope for all its guardians, and a paragon of all dragoons. For this reason, you may have imagined how it pains me to have to confess that the man you encountered, the thief, is none other than the Azure Dragoon, and that I was once his teacher. Needless to say, I acknowledge myself accountable for Estinian's misdeeds, and mean to do all in my power to find him and recover the eye, but I cannot do this alone. I require your help, Dragon, you who have received the power of Dragoon. You may labor to believe it, but there can be no mistake. The soul of the Dragoon I bear glows in your presence. Irrefutable proof that you are chosen. What I can ill explain, however, is the why of it. Never before in Ishgar's long history has the eye roused to more than one individual in a single generation. But it avails us not to cudgel our brains about it. The fact of the matter is that you are now a vessel for the power of the Dragoon. The dragon lies yet in slumber, however, and you must needs possess the means to wake it, the soul of a Dragoon. I would entrust you with mine, Dragon. Like Estinian, I once ruled the skies as the Azure Dragoon. Although that power has since become lost to me, it was simply by force of habit that I have hitherto kept the soul upon my person. I have no inkling as to why the eye has seen fit to choose a second, and an outsider at that. Yet, one thing is clear, none can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably prevail save another Azure Dragoon. You are our only hope of bringing Estinian to justice and reclaiming the eye, of course. I do not ask that you do this unaided. I may be a Dragoon no more, but what knowledge I have, I shall gladly impart to you. For indeed, when the time comes, you must face the Azure Dragoon, not less than complete mastery over the power of the Dragoon will avail you. That a perilous road lies ahead of you, I shall not deny. Knowing this, if you would still lend me your lance, I will teach you to harness the power that has chosen you. Go forth, my young Dragoon, and rouse the dragon within you. Look forward to your return. That's a quest done, y'all. And I'm a Dragoon, baby! Hell yeah!
You're in a dragon, you're stronger.
And I gotta level up. Hell yeah. Put that on. Put that on. Boop. There's one in Miss Plots 56. But what ward? Alright, let's go back to the main story. Boop. I'm like almost 10 levels higher than the main story now. Jeez. And I think that one in the mist was the one that was open yesterday. It sounds familiar. I have to ask Mara though. I want to be on Monk. Yeah, Monk. A gift from Walking One Basuran? A gift for these ones? Such a lovely scent. This one has never smelled anything like this before. Walking One Basuran and Adventuring One are very kind. Know that this one is deeply grateful. Many walking ones are scary. Many walking ones utter many lies, much deception. But this one is moved. Let's all these ones be friends forever. This one has been expecting walking one. This one fetches elder one. This one is pleased to see walking one again. Welcome to the home of these ones. Ah, there you are, dragon. We have been hearing tell the deeds of the other two. Well done. Ah, the walking one who aided Agraxia. This one is grateful. A pleasure to have been of service. If you do not mind me asking, how did you misadventure come about? This one does not mind. The misadventures, as Walking One calls them, of this one began when Imperial ones entered the wood. Fearing trouble, these ones decided to watch Imperial ones closely. But these ones watched too closely and Imperial ones noticed and tried to catch these ones. Having nowhere else to hide, these ones fled to Total Rock. Would that this one had not. In Total Rock, a sinister one robed in black tried to feed this one to a many-legged one. A sinister one robed in black? Why do I have a feeling this is more worried than... Why do I have a feeling I should be more worried than I am? Got it. Words wasn't making sense to me. Elder FFXIV, we come to you as emissaries of the nation of Gridania. The missive bears the words of the Elder Seed Seer. This one sees, so walking ones in Gridania are filled for Lord Ramah. Plainly put, yes. Your people summoned the Lord of Leven but once, yet that single occurrence occasioned great alarm. But it's not as if the Gridanians dislike you or anything. Actually, it's just the opposite. They think of you as friends, and they don't want anything to get in the way of that. That's why the Elder Seer wrote to you. This one knows wells and respect the Horned One, Kana-e Senna. Be assured, like walking ones of Gridania, this one has no desire for conflict. These ones ordered the summoning Lord Rama to protect the wood from Imperial ones. This one counseled against doing so, but it was not heeded. Against this one's wishes, Lord Rama was summoned, and all those ones who took part became touched ones. These ones want so desperately to turn touched ones back to normal ones, but did not know how, and still do not know how. Touched ones, meanwhile, wanted to turn these ones into touched ones, and did know how. So this one fled to Little Solstice, with all the ones who did not wish to be turned by Lord Rama. But walking ones in Gridania do not fear touched ones or Lord Rama. Unlike other primal ones, Lord Rama is not callous and cruel. So long as walking ones do not trespass on these ones' ancestral homelands, where touched ones reside, walking one will not suffer tremendous judgment. But this one has spoken enough of touched ones. This one will speak instead of these ones. As this one said, these ones desire peace with walking ones of Gridania. And so these ones ask for a chance to set things right. By way of addendum, mortals who are tempered come to take on the qualities embodied by the primal in question. In the case of the sylphs, Rama's influence has made them fiercely protective of their homeland. That explains why they're so hostile towards trespassers, and what about the abductions? A fine question, Yada. The abductions are, I believe, an expression of the tempered zealous desire for reconciliation, another quality traditionally associated with Ramo. In the crudest manner imaginable, they seek to bring their fellows back into the fold, a timely reminder that the challenges posed by each primal are unique. Other Frixio, we thank you for making your will known to us. The people of Gridania will rest easier in the knowledge that they and the Sylphs are united in desire for peace. Wishing to cooperate? This one has written down the feelings of these ones. Please see that these feelings are conveyed to honor one Kana Isena. And with that, I believe we can lay the matter to rest. That Sylph's elder is very reasonable, I say. You can learn a lot from him. Was that a jab? If so, I feel it only fair to observe that one of us wouldn't recognize reason if it punched her in the nose. Did I say fair? I meant reasonable. Anyway, we're gonna head back to the Walking Sand and Minfilia all about it.
And tell Miss Philia all about it.
We are not. We will be sure to mention that instrumental part you played in all of this, and while we see to that, we would appreciate it if you would deliver Frixio's message to Adder's Nest. Elder Frixio, we humbly thank you for your time. It has been an honor. The honor is this one's. Together, let the walking ones of Gridania and these ones find a way to live in peace. Please wait, Walking One Dragon. This one has yet to give Walking One a token of one's appreciation. When these ones summoned Lord Ramu, these ones were gifted with a crystal. This one would know bestow the crystal upon a Walking One as a symbol of these ones' trust. That's how you get the Thunder Crystal? Really? Wow. And this is why skipping cutscenes is bad, y'all. I didn't know it was just a flat-out gift that you're given. This one was not mistaken about Walking One. Walking One is destined to walk the fate far crueler than this one can imagine. A brilliant light from within Walking One enveloped the crystal this one saw. Marking this one well, this crystal will one day be of use to Walking One. Walking One must keep that crystal safe at all times. Before Walking One turns to Gridania, this one would ask Walking One to watch Touched Ones. So long as Touched Ones are not troubled, Touched Ones will not make trouble. This one, if Walking One would witness Touched Ones making no trouble, mayhap Walking One can testify to Waking Ones that Gridania, these ones mean no harm. These ones' homeland is fraught with danger. This one marks down safe places to look out for Touched Ones. Okay. Let's go! What? Here we go. Let's go ahead and return back. Turn this in. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, if it isn't Dragon. How went the meeting with the Sylphs? A missive from Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So these Sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramu. And so long as we leave the Tempered Ones be, we need not fear of any aggression on their part. Elder Cece would be overjoyed to hear about the Sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no will. We may channel our resources toward tackling more conspicuous threats of our security. You have done this nation a great service, my friend. On behalf of all Gardanians, I give you my thanks. That's another quest done. The Sylphic folk have long been friends of Gardania. The mere thought of being at war with them has pained even the Elder Seaseer to no end. By owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady would surely try to find a way to reverse the tempting process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may well have led us into needless conflict. Pray pass on my regards to Lady Minfilia.
Melifana.
Hello, dragon. Can you hear me? It's Minfilia. Yada and Papameo returned some little while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with the tale of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of the one primal may be struck from a list of enemies, and Gardanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done. Yet the end of the tale is but another start. Pray return to the waking sands at the earliest convenience. I would appraise you of a present situation in person. Okay. Well, you just gave me more Aetheryte tickets for Vesper Bay. Machine. Braving new depths. Hail, adventurer! You wear the expression of one who speaks new battlegrounds, the boy of burgeoning skills. Do not ask how Nedrick knows, he simply knows! Now tell me, are you perchance familiar with the Sunken Temple of Karn? I will not hold it against you if you are not. The ruins are surfaced with the calamities, split the ground asunder. After all, any road, it is a popular destination for these days of adventuring, looking for new frontiers to explore. If you are keen to join them, why not make the journey to Southern Thanaland and visit the temple yourself? What with the many dangers that lurk within, the immortal flames are keeping close watch over the place. But a Lollapalooza by the name of Bimimu should be able to offer you a passage. Well, if it isn't my favorite adventure, welcome back, Dragon. Lady Menphilia awaits you within the Solar. Please enter at your leisure. I am given to understand that the matter of Ramu is finally resolved. Now fear resolved bespeaks a permanence that we cannot rightfully claim, yet I am well satisfied with Lord Levian will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction and assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. There are many in one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That's the problem with me being tech support for my family. I get called away to do tech support for my family all the time. I see. I have been meaning to ask, but is Alice quite well? Feels as if I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't? Nor have I, alas. Alice has chosen to walk her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldisson report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed. Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. It is good to see you again, Dragon. I have been looking forward to congratulate you on the triumph in the Twellswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Wormhole from a list. So who's next? The Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of the World has not answered his minions' call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quality of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we can leave them on their own devices, for a time at least. For a time bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Yatola says, unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty what the next primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste and prudence as allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend on it. Indeed, so then, of all the known primals we have acted in recent times, we are left with Garuda. Gardania. Wait, I mean Garuda. Wait, I mean Gardania. Wait, Garuda. Yeah, Garuda. Who is the primal of the Ixal who lived near Gardana? Yes, that's what I meant. There's so many moms to cover, would that there be a more efficient way to conduct our surveys? Were he still with us, we should not long have waited for a more practical solution. Huh. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? Gee, who could it be? But one step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adders will handle with matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Sea Tears. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. Is there something else, Dragon? Beg pardon? A man named La Habrea? Sporting a red mask and robe black? So preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Ashens took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? God, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities to investigate La Habrea. Learn all that we can about him and his designs. I dread that... A sylph in Thanalan? At long last, this one finds Walking One Dragon. This one is most dependable of the ones. I is sent by the Elder of Frixio to help Walking Ones. This one is called Norixia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friend. Pleasure to meet you, Norixia. Okay, Pickles. You already late for your own stream? Jeez. Yes, Tatsuru is ready to express her fright, as she is to express everything else. Not all of us is forged for the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Erosia are beginning to unite, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet the darkness threatens to engulf the light. Never have I doubted the Ashen's presence, but that they have grown so brazenly as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. That's my quest done. Back from the wood. Let's go. I'm afraid there is no rest for the wary dragon. You must delve further into the motivations of the masked men. The Ashens known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so. While our hands are not bound dealing with another rival. At present, we know little and less about the Ashens, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos and wrecks of the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded with the fact that they have information on potential sighting. It is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak to the Flame Commander Swift in the Hall of Flames in Ulda to inquire further. How you go about investigating thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, dragon. Will do. Will do. Pew, 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 pew. Bam, 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 bam. Oh. Commander Swift. The Max Man? Ah, you come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we have already relayed to Lady Menphilia, there has been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, stained by a marauding horde of Kiran. Fate can be cruel mistress, but do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hirabu. The fellow's always starved for customers. He'll no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or the mind to spend it. A pup no longer. Okay. Private Nymph, I have been keeping a close eye on you of late. Your efforts on behalf of Oda has done us proud. Yes, I believe now is the time the Flame Journal saw in you. It would not be an understatement to say that the future of the Grand Company is riding on your capable shoulders. And yet, it is also clear to me that you have only begun to tap the depths of your potential. Your flame burns strong, but it may yet grow stronger. Yes, I would see you become a blazing inferno that reduces all that opposes Oda's smoldering embers. It is with such hopes that I have made arrangements for you to receive training in the Wolves' Den, a proving ground that establishes by the Erosian Alliance for the training of Grand Company recruits. Mayhap you are familiar with it. That look in your eye tells me you're eager on the road. I knew I had not mistrusted you. The Wolves' Den is to be found just off the shores of La Nosca. The ferry at the Mowbray docks in Lower La Nosca will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, speak out the Captain Broque Lesrone. I have already taken the liberty of submitting a letter of recommendation on your behalf. Okay, cool. So if I go Central Thanalan out towards there, I can get to there. What do I need for this place though? So Camp Drybone. Let's go to Camp Drybone. Hey Valnick, how you doing today, dude? Boop, boop. Camp Drybone. Let's do that. There we go. What level is this? 24. Nice. Getting that daily token in. Just a heads up, next weekend I'm going to be playing Dark Souls. I'm going to start up my Sork run, Mage run, whatever you want to call it. Because I got an itch to play and I want to play it. So I'm doing that next Saturday, probably starting around 8 p.m., maybe 9 p.m. It's going to be in that range. Yeah, it's already on my calendar. I need to put it on my stream schedule. But it is a thing. Dark Souls with magic? Yes. Yes, Dark Souls with magic. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. What you seek, I, Hirabu, can provide, probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Want a challenge? Don't put points into health? I actually might do that. Oh, you're after a masked man? Why don't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of my many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, perhaps you can learn a thing or two, eh? I already don't like this dude. When the Order of Nathandral began excavating ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a blushing hub of pilgrims. But thanks to the Night Endless Beastmen raids, folks are too afraid to come with a Malma here. I sold everything I owned to get my adventure started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good though, so for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a little bit of coin to help the struggling merchant. Masked man? Bah. thought I'll take your bloody mask, man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. I'll do that. I've heard tell of the Masked Devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere in Thanaland too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me that he's one of the figment of imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Okay. But yeah, I will probably do low health and high damage. I want to really research the build that I want to do before I actually do it. And I have plenty of time to do that at work, because this week at work it's going to be really, really, really slow. So, we don't have too much of an issue on that. On the trail of a masked man, I've heard of him, but I've only hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said that he wears a black hood robe and looks right suspicious, and that's about all I can say. Little as it is, though. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been giving Highbridge a wide berth since all the Aquarian raids. None but the most devout pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Interesting. Interesting. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much abuse. Look, I'm sorry for the rudeness earlier, but it just things are tough as merchants at the moment. Current raids are so consistent and so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, but like most of us do, but it just doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep out an eye for your masked man and see if they hear anything. He'll be the first to know. Another quest done, y'all. I finally come to some honest to good information of your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. I was out for the even stole, minding my own business. Then I noticed a column of smoke rising from the cliff here in the thaw of respite. Courage to look myself and to find a masked man. You're a masked man. I'm sure of it, standing by the fire. As if in answer, some Quarian appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had disappeared, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself to be more than a master of pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well, worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Okay. Let's, go kill some rats. Don't know why you're trying to run after me, bro. You're not even want to catch me. me try jumping up here this way. There we go.
Use that coal embers.
Easy easy. I have no clue what's coming up in the story, by the way. Like, I have no recollection of anything of what I'm doing right now. I just know we're on our way to Garuda at some point. When? I have no idea. Back so soon. Were you able to find any clues leading up to your masked man? The scroll! It bears prey of Ragar, the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Ragar is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It is highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems the masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant also senses dangers ahead and darkness behind. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at the High Bridge? The quest time? The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery? So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo, over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement has favored destination for those refugees who could, well, adapt to Ul'dah. The hearts of the citizens are said to be barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's lawless. Now, I'm not certain how much of help she would be, but just so happens I have a daughter who has her relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hirara, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'll oblige you. If you could send my love, not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped that you would linger here a while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you, but something tells me you're destined for greater things. Whatever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. You know, I just thought of something. There are there's several fights that I don't know if I could do without any health in Dark Souls. Yeah, that's gonna be something. Because if I do it, I'm gonna do every boss again. Think, think, think. Oh yeah, okay. We're here. Got it. So, I'm not going to pick up the leave quest. I'm not even sure this is where I'm supposed to be. Nah. Yeah, I need to go there. Okay. But I get to pick up the Feisty Little Chocobo quest so I can get my Chocobo companion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This unmistakable spell of Chocobo clings to you, adventurer. Would I be correct in assuming that you have your own trusty steed? I thought so. Now tell me, if your bird battled train? If not, you might consider speaking the advice of Lacroix and Benchbrat Meadows. Is that voice a new thing or what? What up, Shoddy? Welcome to the stream, dude. This Guardian native is something of a prodigy in all matters concerning our fine feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird. Okay, cool. So, Shoddy, how you doing? Long time no see. My first mod, my first viewer. Let's do this one first. I'd rather have a feisty little chocobo first. Mm-hmm. And which voice are you talking about, sir? I have many voices. All the voices. Good evening to you, Dragon. Is there something you need? You wish to have your chocobo trained in combat? There is no small request to make. Riding your chocobo is one thing. Asking it to take hurts in your name is quite another. I will help you train your chocobo, but on the promise that you will never unduly expose it to danger. Do you have your word? Very well. To begin, we will need a bunch of Gashao greens. You have my leave to pick one from the fields yonder. Return when you have it. Y'all good? Just very busy in time of life? Kind of neglected streams for a while. What about me? I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm pretty darn good. Got myself a girlfriend right now. So, you know, life's a little bit better than it was before. Been with her for about a month, give or take. Have you acquired the greens? Yes, sir. Superb. Then we shall get straight to it. Doubtless you already know this, but chocobos are highly fond of gashao greens. They love the leafy vegetables so much, in fact, that they will completely forget their fears in face of a danger. Thus, by feeding your bird the greens, you can prevail upon a fight beside you, and then, once called, it will be up to you to direct its action and see fit. You will find that your chocobo innately responds to the number of general commands. Give your bird an order, and it will act accordingly, in the best of its ability. This simple yet effective method was developed by the Four Stumps family, one of the foremost houses in Ishgard. And that concludes the lesson. Of course, it is not enough to merely hear about the practice. You must venture forth and attempt it oneself. Summon your chocobo with a bunch of grass-style greens, and together make it your way to Sorrow Heaven. The brood ziz that prowl in the area ought to be a suitable challenge for you and your companion. Put down 3 of them and return here. And lastly, by way of advice, I would recommend that you keep an ample supply of gashao greens on your person at all times. Our resident vendor will be able to provide as many as you can carry. Alright. Hey, what? I have a girlfriend, okay? Haven't had one of those in a long time. Long time. Let me go ahead and, wait, what? I already have some? Why do I have 100 Geishaw greens? I do not know. Go ahead and use a couple. Where'd you meet? Online? It's more of, when are we planning to meet? There's a Broodzigs. Ooh, you are a lot higher level than me. You should be fine. You should be fine. Is it someone you know? No. Actually, nobody anybody knows. Not in our circles, anyway. I'm gonna make you a healer. You're gonna be a healer and an attacker. I don't see a point in making you a tank. Okay, let's teleport back to Bent Ratch. But yeah, we're talking about meeting in February next year. You know, with COVID and all that shit, it's kind of hard to work about getting over to people. So you've successfully negotiated your first few battles with your Chocobo. Well done. Tell me, how did it feel? Was it not supremely reassuring fighting with your feathered companion? Your Chocobo can make up for your shortcomings or build upon your strengths. Indeed, there are countless ways that you two might complement one another. Through some experimentation, you will come to find the approach that serves you best. Ah, before I forget, I have one last parting gift. A saddlebag for your Chocobo. Carrying Geishaw greens can be quite a cumbersome after all, and there should be sufficient room in your personal belongings should you need to arise. I pray it serves you well on your travels. Boom. A bird in hand. This is where you can actually train them and shit. Got it. I need an apartment, y'all. I need an apartment. Oh, that was a quest done. Let's go ahead and pop that there. Boop. So I got saddlebags now, which is nice. Could do the Wolves Den next. We've already been here. Let's go ahead and use a ticket for that one. Over here? I guess? Maybe? Possibly? But the only ship is over here. So maybe this skipper? Let's see. Wolves Den. Let's go. Close that shit. I don't care. Down, down. Attuning, always attuning. Shotty, do you still use Discord? I haven't seen you on Discord in forever, bro. Okay. This is a much more epic cutscene than I was expecting. That music too. Damn. I don't recall seeing your ugly mug around here before, hmm? You say the Swift sent you? He said he was sending an adventurer, not some scampering sea loud. Bah. If I'd known you were some sorry hide I'd be dealing with, I'd have spit your recommendation paper, tossed him in the briny deep. But much to my chagrin, you made it here in one piece. So listen up. They call this place here the Wolf's Den, but you're no wolf. No, you're the runt of the limper, a whimpering, drooling pup who'd be lucky to suckle one of the drop of your mom's teeth for your bigger siblings grab you by the neck and toss you aside to the sovereign like a wretch you are. Stand up straight, maggot. This ain't no place for the faint of heart. I give your sorry ass till midday before you run home, your tears between your legs, crying for your mom. You're beyond help, but because I'm feeling a goddamn generous, I give it to you anyway. If you have a mind to learn something, come back and I'll beat it into you good and proper. And next time you show your ugly mug, I want to see fangs. Dismissed. Okay. Alright. Nope, don't, sir. Mostly just too busy or got something more important. And you are free? Well, sir. Well, sir. Discord is awesome, okay? Softnox come to Wolfglace, learns that Uplanders have many heart thumps for fighty play. Softnox sees chance to busy deal, offers gobby handling for Uplanders to have better fighty play. Crunchbone and Smash Steely Smunchly. Now, new fighty play is born, name of Rival Wings. Machina of Godmake help Uplanders make much mayhem together. If Uplander wishes to fill Brain Chase with knowings of Rival Wing, Softnox happy to give many tongue flaps. My favorite song in the whole game right here. Just like that. Too bad it doesn't play the whole song. Now you have work training for up skills so you can sort new clients better. House hunting, got a bit injured, make time for the misses and little time to play something for yourself. So yeah. You got injured? Wait, you got injured? What happened? Tell me about that one. And of course you gotta make time for the misses. This wouldn't be right if you didn't. This is level 35, so I don't think I can actually turn this in right now. And I can't get there right now either. Let's go ahead and use a ticket. We're gonna go to Central Thanaland and then walk across. Central Thanaland, Gate of Fall. This should be the right gate. It is. Nice. And right now I'm studying for my CCNP. I'm not like super active in doing it, but I do want to get it by the end of the year. It's one of my moderately short-term goals. Oh, it's in here. Got it. I want to stay as Lancer until 35 so I can do Temple of Karn. That's the goal. Yara! Yes, Habaru's my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother family matters. But I'm grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I would recommend that you first speak with Gunbold, leader of the settlement. I must warn you though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Okay. Hello, sir. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. Damn. Well, fuck you too, sir. The other quest done, by the way. Oh, Flame Commander. Okay. What up, bro? Well met, adventurer. I am Gilzebert, head of the security here at Alamigo. I heard that you had business with Gonabolt. Knowing the bloodlusty old bear, I don't doubt that he told you to bugger off. Owing to that hardships that refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get much word of thanks out of them despite watching the plays day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can. And you seem to be a decent sort. If I tell you what's brought you here, might be as I can lend you a hand. On the trail of masked villains, you say? Can't say it sounds familiar, but I have men on lookout in Amaja, to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I'd mind to take them each a cup of sweet Thanalan tea, so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Let's see what they know. Talk to the Chocobo Queen. Gonna skip all the other quests for now. Boom, 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 boom. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Well, ain't you considerate, my thanks, friend. What's that? You want to know something? My compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. 'Tis near impossible to tell what's on their mind. For all I know, they're all up to no good. Okay. You there, are you an Amaja? No? Then carry on. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet vanillin. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? I don't care. Unless you got dark scaly skin, stands 10 foams high, and have the face of a lizard, then I don't give a damn, murmurs fart. Okay. Shoo, don't bother me. If the Amajo overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry, a suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was he was walking about the Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Huh. Ah, so you're back. Do my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, it seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be easy. What took the helm? And that's another quest done. Before I start that, we need to fix this. There we go. Fixed. And then this. Fixed. Cool. So determined to press on with your investigation, then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far with the Alamegans' trust. And the best way to win that trust is to get the compatriot of theirs. Someone they respect to vouch for you. Coin does the talking Oda, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger. If not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gumbold belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start asking them. Okay. Speak with Menphilia. Alright. Back to Vesper Bay. Alright, Menphilia. I need your help. Welcome back, Dragon. How fares the investigation? I see, given all that we have suffered, it is a little wonder that Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades we have seen it remain the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who are displaced. As a result, many of the Alamegans now live in the margins of society, suffering from poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease their hardships? I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce you to him. I'll take the gold. Another quest done. Your Alamegan comrade is named Harbert. He joined our cause in hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Harbert is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. Okay. Also, I need to double check a setting. Hold on. Yeah. Hello, Harbert. If it isn't Dragon, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo? That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of Alamegan Resistance, you see, and I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet, whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albreda, and she is a resident quarry mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Okay. Let me check you, see what you got. I'm gonna buy this for sure. Yeah. Go ahead and get an orchestra roll on the lists. And let's go to Quarry Mill. Boom. Don't need a ticket for that. I'm trying to save as much money as I can, because once I get 100k gold, I'm going to try and buy an apartment. Hello. Eh? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Why the hell should I do that? Give me just one reason. Hybert sent you? Good, that worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrade, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I realize Harbert is only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Meffred, captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Okay. And that was the end of a quest. Let's go ahead and pop that up there. I'm Mefred, a proud man of Algemegan resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Gillian, sir. His wound's gone infested, and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. God damn it. As these villagers behaved, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Gillian dies, his blood is on their hands. These quarry mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventure, go to her and try. Okay. You gotta tell me twice. I'll help you out, bro. I mean, you're kind of being a dick to me, but I'm still gonna help you out. One of Melfred's in brass shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help, I truly do, but my countrymen, after all. But that'd mean going against the elemental's will. I've been at Quarrymill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if everyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone that can help you, it'll be Charlene, the Hamlet's resident healer. If you can take the matter to her, might be as she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. Alright, where's this Charlene? Hello, how's the question going? It's going pretty good, oldish. We are level 26 on the main story. And I've learned a lot today that I didn't even have a clue about in the main story before. You wish to aid the Alamegans? You are possessed a kind heart, adventurer, and I'm afraid you're not the authority to grant your wish. The authority belongs to the elementals, Ithera guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be the babes of the brothers of grown men, are judged by the night whether they could have the place beneath the boughs. Nice, is this your first playthrough? No. This is the first time I've played through and actually read the story. I have played through the entire game and I've done all the in-game content except for the Savages for Edens. And I've done Savages for Edens 1 through 4, not the rest of them. But I have never, not even a small bit, looked at the story for this game and all of that. So I'm finally doing that. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since the time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Okay. That's how it to be then. The bloody hero might as well kill Gillian herself. Nice. I'm doing my first playthrough. Now I'm in Stormblood right now. Stormblood is the battles in Stormblood are really good, but I've heard a lot of people say they hated the story for Stormblood. So that's something I want to find out, why people hate the story so much. But I loved all the battles in there. I love the aesthetics. Love the area. Just from my perspective, Stormblood was probably the best patch. But then again, I never saw the story. Spit on the animals, spit on the body will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Another quest done. You enjoyed Heaven's Ward more than Stormblood story-wise? Yeah, I've heard people say that for everything. Someone has great fights though, and I love the zones and dungeons. Yeah, dude, the underwater dungeon is probably my most. That's my favorite dungeon in the whole game. That one dungeon. I just love the aesthetics. You just look around, like look up and see all the fish swimming and shit. It's so amazing. I led my men to Quarrymill and hope to find refugee. Instead, we found indifference. Cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and we can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit for travel. Hells, Gillian can't even stand. You're at 4.4 for Stormblood? Getting close to Shadowbringers? So Shadowbringers has a lot of really good fights too. But the raid content for Stormblood by far outweighs anything Shadowbringers has for me. That's probably because I'm biased for the enemies that you actually fight in there. The Kefka fight specifically was one that I kind of squeed on. As you know well, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I have no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horns is a traditional remedy with poison purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd forever be in your debt. Can't wait to start raiding, just finish the MSQ. I could not go through the entire story without doing a little bit of raiding. Especially when the raids are synced. If you do them unsynced, you can do all of them all the way up through Stormblood with a very small crew. But if you do them synced, they become a lot harder and it's just more enjoyable for me. Probably pop that on. Where's the next one? Over here? Grab the 4th one over here. Try not to get the goblins on me. Try not to get the goblins on me. Yeah, I want to do min item level, no echo, and start the ARR raids in extremes and slowly get better at the game. So that's actually one of my plans too. Maybe not minimum high level, because that honestly is really hard. But definitely would like to do it. I want to get it synced at cap. I don't want to be unsynced. There is a lot to do in this game. There is a lot to do in this game. Ah, you're back. Tell me you got 4 horns with you. I do, sir. You're a godsend, adventurer. Praise Rhaegar for at least one man in this place to give a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. Wouldn't happen to know a man named Bosharon, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They say he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. What's my favorite job? Machinist. Definitely machinist. Machinist is just the most fluid to play. I played Dark Knight the most, but machinist is the one that I enjoy playing more. Like, if I know I have a good tank and I know I have a good healer, I will always go machinist. Hey, Hypsilla! Long time no see for sure. How you doing today, girl? So my favorite tank is Dark Knight. Without any question, Dark Knight. My favorite healer is White Mage. I'm doing good, Hypsilla. Nice, I love that job as well. But I got to level it up. Every job takes time to level, bro. Every job takes time to level. Oy. So, Scylla, have you been? How's your streaming been going? Because I haven't even seen you stream lately either. You doing Samurai for MSQ? So, my buddy Maro, she loves Samurai. Like, every time she talks about Samurai, speak of Maro, there she is. You're busy working, you don't stream anymore? Aw, girl. So, I understand working and not streaming. I struggle with my schedule all the time because of work. Like, all next week, I might not stream at all because I'll be working in the morning. Your ears were ringing. But yeah, if you enjoy streaming, you'll make it happen. You'll make it happen again. I have faith that you will. But working is more important than streaming. Just saying. So I understand it. Seeing as he runs the tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could get the horns over to him and ground down. When that's done, bring the powder back and give it to Formon here. Godspeed. And see, you got those emotes to show off and everything too. I mean, you gotta come back. You just gotta. But yeah, life just throws curveballs. You just gotta roll through them. Eventually it'll happen. So Morrow, how you doing this morning? Are you ready? Am I ready to do some Bahamut raids? You know I am. You know I am. Kind of wish this character was up high enough to do them too, but whatever. We'll just do them anyway. Let's go! We're doing them now? Are we like doing them now? Like now? Ah, dragon. Ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. Got something to show me? In 30 minutes? Okay, 30 minutes is fine. I'll probably unlock the next dungeon and do that, and then I'll be there. Well, these look like old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff that I save in my stores. I'm no stranger to the remedy. An Alamegan friend once used to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say you saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in Quarrymill? Heh, it comes in full circle. Well, I hope it helps the poor sod as he needs it. Oh, and don't worry for your little head about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. What, parting coils or just starting? My friend, the Funky G, is just starting the coils. And we will be doing probably the first 4 today. Maybe the second 4. But that might be pushing it a little bit. But definitely going to be doing the first ones today. The first set. Don't the first one have like 5? I know the first one's weird. I'm pretty sure the first one's 5. And the second one's 5. And then the last one's 4. But I could be wrong. Yeah, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be streaming that on Funky's channel. I'm not streaming it on this channel, but it will be streamed on Let's just do this. There we go. Let's do some shout outs. Priscilla, I'm shouting you out. I know you don't stream like at all anymore, but you will eventually. Morrow. She's playing some Final Fantasy VI. Believe she just got the... I honestly don't know. I need to catch up on your VOD tomorrow. Because I started streaming before you ended yesterday. Definitely need to catch up on that. Well, I see you returned. Have you medicine for your brother? Here you go. And Mara's going to be playing with us as well. She got to the Magic Tech Factory? She's that far in already? What? Isn't that her only her second stream, Funk? God bless you, Adventure. Hopefully this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him. Try to keep every man alive. You done us a great kindness, friend. Take your gold. Just play for like 6 hours. Damn. I left her when she was like 2.5, 3 hours in. Damn. She must like that game. She must like that game. I left her when she was doing the Opera House. I'm pretty sure that's where I left her. Adventurer Gillian has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine or rest, his conditions like to deteriorate to where before or worse. We need your help to find him, and quickly. Start by asking Albreda. Might be the woman seen something. Well, isn't Magitech Factory right after that? I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy VI, and I've been trying to keep myself from watching other people stream, so I can watch it, so I can play it through myself. Because the last time I even saw the game being played was when I watched you play it, Funk. And that's been a while. Ah, finally. It's about time you came asking about Gillian. I watched him leave Quarrymountain some time ago, and he left this message sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me. I just find your way safely to Little Alamigo. Blast it. What would I have known he was thinking? I'd have stopped this folly myself. Here, Final Fantasy VI is really good, but I've never played it. Final Fantasy VI is the best story of every Final Fantasy ever. Period. End of story. There is not a better story in any of the Final Fantasies that you can find. Now, its gameplay, I mean, there's some boring parts in the gameplay because you gotta grind out a little bit, but overall, the story is the best story. And eventually, I want to be playing every Final Fantasy on this channel. I don't know when. I don't know exactly how I'm going about doing it, but they're going to happen. I'm probably going to go with the remasters, and once all the remasters are released later this year, I'll just start from the first one and go through all of them. But it's going to happen just like Mega Man is going to happen someday. I love Gillian bears for his brother is so strong. He's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood as a weakless state is suicide. Out in the wilds alone? That fool! That great big sentimental fool! My men and I will scare the wood for Gillian. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Will be a long journey for all the Final Fantasy games. Yeah, but I mean, I'm already on a very long journey doing this game. I put 35, 40 hours into this for this character alone. I think. Something like that. And we're only at level 20 something MSQs. And I've never played Final Fantasy IV. I've never played Final Fantasy V, so those are going to be brand new for me. I played all the rest except for the remastered version of 10. I take that back. I played 5. I did play 5. I don't remember it very well, but I did play it back in the day, and it was a fan translation version. I've never played 4, though. Watch out! A goblin! Gillian! Captain? But why? You should all be on your way. What do you take us for? We're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, goddammit. The oath that we claim our homeland. We'll set foot on Alamegan soil again, together. Or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir! Good. Let us return for our brothers. Oh, and do not even think that you'll be off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll have you such a thorough thrashing, you'll wish you didn't find you. I can't think enough for saving Gillian. We'll see you back at Quarryman. It's nice meeting you. It's nice meeting you too, oldish. Alright, dude. The stream's about to be in soon. We're gonna be heading over to Funky. Thank you. You have a nice day as well, oldish. You have a nice day as well. Need to go to Quarry Mill. Alright. Gillian is expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here until he's strong enough to take the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. I don't need any of that. Boom. Another level up. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend of my people. Ask me anything and it's yours, as long as it's mine to give. Cooperation of the people of Little Alamigo? That's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well. I'll provide you with the letter shown to Calibold. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I've no doubt that he will do all in his power to aid you. Alright. I didn't attune. Oh, I didn't attune. Ah. Ah, it hurts. Ah. I was told myself to attune and I didn't attune. That's what makes this worse. Gotta make this run twice. Ugh. So why can I turn that in as a Lancer? I won't be able to queue for it. Why have you returned? You're not welcome here. I thought I made that clear. You spoke with Mefford? It has been a long since I heard from him last. I feared him dead. 12 be praised. Who are you? Mefford sees you as a friend, and any friend of Mefford's is a friend of mine. I know this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Sure. I'll take that belt. Another quest done, Mom. Another quest done. An outsider resembling a masked stranger has reportedly been appearing near Little Alameda as late. What's more, it seems that some of our youngbloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question about their thrists, but they are not like to yield information readily to outsiders. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may feel obligated to talk. Okay. Before I forget, what up, Allie? When you gonna play this game, sir? Welcome to the stream. Alright, there we go. It's a tune. And it's not too much going on here, dude. I'm just playing this game, and that's about it. Fucking never. Why not, man? It's like crack. You just try it once, and then you're hooked. I'm just saying. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell you it's addicting. Damn, I done fucked up. Goblin sent you? Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and you don't know anything about this? Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me to think I'm not in for it. Jeez. Is that a carbuncle you're writing? Yes, sir. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. Ain't done nothing wrong, ain't leave me be. It's the aquamarine charbuncle. This is what it looks like from the front. It's very shiny. Need to go this way. I mostly like using this mount in the dark because it provides its own light. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say that I have, but I'll be sure to tell my friends that you're looking for them. There's a bunch of been sucking about right suspicious. But I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and that there's trouble. Mark me words. Okay. Mark his words, y'all. Mark his words. It's trouble. You might download it. It's free right now. As long as you got a PS4 or a PC, it's free all the way through the first expansion. I mean, you try it, see if you like it. If you like it, you know. So, have you indeed confirmed my suspicion about the masked man? That is most troubling. Whatever the youngest ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I have to know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Not would do but to dispose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got a revolution, alright, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we were dancing on the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time. Though the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, they're like a commitment great folly. Like to commit a great folly. You're having too much fun with Dark Souls 3? But Dark Souls 3's fun gonna end soon. And then you'll need something else after that. Just saying. If you learn all of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Let's get that high potion. Other quest done. Elden Ring? Elden Ring's gonna be like 5 years from now, bro. They don't have a release date for it yet. At least I don't think there was. Hey, Adventure. You done talking with the old bear? I have a message for you from Wilred. Lad's something of a leader among the omens here. He's impressed that you've won over Galenbrad and wants word with you. Says he'll be waiting over by the craggy area north of here. Okay. Let's go out this gate. Then head north. It's like 6 months out. Did they actually give a release date for Elden Ring? Because I'm not going to believe 6 months unless there's an actual release date that they have posted. You're a big one. You're a big one. Matter of fact, hold on. Cube. So, January 21st. It says January 21st. So, yeah. A little less than 6 months. But Dark Souls 3 ain't gonna last you 6 months, bro. Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you and discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you? Or is someone else? Curl got your tongue? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling's here. Get 'em! Alright, I'll knock your people out, bitch. Week before your birthday? Not shit comes out near my birthday. My birthday's in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Ain't shit coming out in the middle of September. Alright, bitch. I won't let you fool our plan! You look stronger than you look. Wait, what? You're stronger than you look? I think is what he's trying to say. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to attain power to bring down the Empire, and with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. Okay. You do that. And I'll still knock your ass to the ground. Attacked by Wilred and his cronies? That they would go to such length for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, young fools are like to harm others, if not themselves. You must uncover their agenda and put it into all this madness. Another quest done. I'm actually really excited for Elden Ring too. Like, it of all the games that were scheduled to come out, that's the one that got me excited the most. Earlier mentioned obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could this be speaking? Gunbold Eye! Bertilia! God's Reserve, what happened? I was out foraging, and then the Corpse Brigade came. It took me to their hideout, and they the whole while, they laughed at me. They said that I suffered because I cling on to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, girl. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong, I swear to you. Those villains will answer to the crimes due in time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Wilred, he saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Bertilia. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear that they may do something rash. Working on getting a PS5 right now. Not too impressed on most of the games coming out. Yeah, that's honestly why I don't get consoles. If there's only like 1 or 2 games for me to get a console that I actually want to, use, then what's the point in getting a console? Just get a PC, because it's going to come to PC eventually anyway. Want to play Returnal and Tormented Souls? I have not heard of either one of those. Not heard of either one. Oh, mighty Raga, Lord of Destruction, we implore you. Send us your strength and put an end to the suffering of our people. You here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemy will pay for their crimes and no one will dare oppress us ever again. Uh-oh. He's trying to summon something. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gumball's content to eke out an existence in a musty old cave, but I'll be damned if I want to spend the rest of my life here. Now, where the 7 hells did I put that bloody map? Boop. What those animals did to Bertilia is unforgivable, and they think they look down on us? Well, I'll suffer the humiliation no more. I am with Wilred to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. Okay. Tormented Souls and Returnal. I honestly wish I could just play games more than what I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so picky on what I actually do and drop so many games. But unfortunately, I don't have that much time to really devote to playing games. Mostly just the weekends right now. Gone the whole lot of them? Then it is as I feared. They mean to make matters to their own hands. That's what exactly is meant to do. Tormented Souls is a new survival horror title, and Returnal is like a roguelike shooter. Looks hella fun. Survival horror doesn't really tickle my fancy, so I'll probably stick away from that one. Returnal might be a thing for me. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. I have to take a look at it. What's this? A hunting knife and a map of Zanrock? Wait, you said Mildred spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean to. By the gods, this is rank madness. Young fools are untrained and unbloodied as all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they get within 100 yalms of the crystal. They are headed east. If we hurry, we may yet find them before it's too late. Return all. This kind of reminds me of a looter shooter. And it's exclusively for PS5, so I'm not going to get it. The other one is Tormented Souls. The very first picture for Tormented Souls, by the way, is a chick that's naked in a tub. I just have to throw that one out there. And she got this, like, tube or something coming out of her mouth. Yeah. Okay. So this is something that I won't personally play, because it's probably close to, Resident Evil. And anybody that has been following me for a while knows that the one time that I played Resident Evil, I quit that fucker in an hour. Because fuck Resident Evil. That game sucks. Now, I fully understand why people like Resident Evil. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Maybe this way? It's kind of like a RE clone. Yeah. No interest from me on that. Like, I understand why people love Resident Evil so much. I can't. I just can't. There's the gate. No, I'm not bad at the game. It's just the type of game that it is, I don't like it. Now, if I actually like the type of game, then that's a whole nother story. I just don't like the type of game. Well, Red, did no others survive? This is all wrong. Getting crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to claim our homeland. We were. What was that blue monstrosity? Hey, Casualty. What monstrosity are you talking about? You talking about my carbuncle? My cuteness? Put yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering the crystal to Raugar to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrock and make off with the lizardman's cash, but they caught us and with so many dead, gods forgive us. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your soul. I regret our young one's transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all the failings, they are the hope of Alamigo. This hope I can guard with my life. Yeah, it was a carbuncle.
Cute little carbuncles.
It's 2 down. Three down. He summoned more. Is the actual game free for 14 or just a sub? So if you just want to play the game and try it out, it's 100% free. And you could play it all the way through the first expansion, just like Funky is. If you want to see all the free content that you can get, just watch Funky. He's doing all of it. And he's being very stubborn about it. And his stubbornness kind of amazes me. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do with a free account. Almegan conscripts? What? Why are we killing Almegans right now? I don't get that part. I don't get this part at all. So, Allie, if you go through PlayStation, you actually probably have to go through the website to find the free trial. I'm pretty sure the free trial is hidden on the PlayStation Store if you go through the PlayStation Store on the console. Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youth could learn much from a man like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Alamigo. Wait! You come all this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, right for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Wilfred? Do you not see the tempered wretches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by the god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No. I said nothing about... The Maskman told us we could defeat the Empire if we suffered Rygar. He swore. No, you're on Steam? Steam? Absolutely, 100% has it on Steam. Although I don't suggest getting Final Fantasy XIV on Steam. Yeah, it's just a free demo. There you go. Enough. I will hear the rest of this sorry tale back at Little Alamigo. I dare say, Dragon will wish to hear it as well. Y'all ready? Let me finish this quest off and I'll get off stream. Hey, Garbone. Gundebold. Gundebold. No more lies, Wilrid. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Rygar, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could rise ourselves from this squalor that I never even stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Real Red. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to find who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamigo lives within all of us. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. But whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to our adventurer, this outsider. I won't, I promise. Thank you for saving me, and sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there's kind souls such as you out there. La Amigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. I'll take the high potion. And for me, friends, that is going to be it. Is anybody on quite yet? Pickle's on. I'll raid Pickle. The Pickle Man himself. He is doing Final Fantasy XIV as well. He's doing a story run just like I am with a story character. And I believe he is a little bit behind me. Could be wrong, but I think he's a little bit behind me. Anyway, folks, that's it for me for today. I will be on Funky Stream here in a little bit, and we're going to be doing Bahamut Raid. I'll see you later.